Right, hello everyone, welcome back for another live trading session. Now, the US market opens in around 12 minutes time. So we'll see what moves we can get. Obviously trading today is going to be a little bit different. We've got a little bit of a different session lined up. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to switch it up a little bit and we are going to be trading some, what are we going to be trading? Forex. We're going to be trading some Forex. So yeah, today is, like I said, a bit of a different session, but yeah, we're going to see what moves we can get. I don't think news-wise, data-wise, we haven't got anything planned for today. Yeah, you can see there's no red folders at all. So today is obviously the last day of the week for traditional markets. Now, we will most likely come in for maybe some trades along the way. But yeah, overall, we are going to be obviously looking at like Forex kind of sector, gold. Obviously, that's not Forex, but obviously we're going to be looking at gold, silver, oil, and then Forex as well. Maybe we'll dip into, you know, crypto a little bit later on in the session, but for now, like I said, we will be mostly looking at the Forex side of things for today's session. So obviously we've got your USD, JPY, EUR USD. That's kind of it for obviously the Forex sector, and then we will obviously have a look at gold, silver, but yeah, if we run out of kind of trades, we will obviously dip into, for example, like pudgy penguins and stuff like that. So, what are we looking like? What are we looking like right now? Bit crazy, but obviously we're gonna have to keep our eyes on the DXY, on oil prices as well. Conflict, if we get any conflict. So obviously along the session, as the session goes on, we might get some, you know, some interesting news. Normally we do on a Friday. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right. Currently, we don't have any signals or anything like that. So yeah, for now, we'll see. Korea Exchange briefly halted program selling as Kospi crashed 5%. Over 277.5 million, what is that? Yeah, billion, one I think it is. That's $185 billion has been wiped out from the South Korean stocks. Holy shit, that is insane. Right, what I was going to look at. Obviously, we'll jump in on a higher time frames and we'll have a look if, you know, maybe we've got something going on. So we'll obviously mark out market structure for today. We'll go in for our time frame. Currently, just looking at that, I'm not seeing too much straight off the bat. I believe we may have slight support there. We do. It does look like we have some kind of support in this area. Yeah, you can see price came through that level slightly, and then we pushed back. We also might have a downtrend, maybe some compressing into this level of 55.7 for silver. But we'll have a look. BlackRock launches US high-grade bond sale linked to Meta. Interesting. Alright, let me put these glasses on because my eyes get really tired towards the end of the session. So, and then I'm there squinting at my TV. Right, so let's have a look. That's what I was going to do. There we go. Right. Right, we'll see if we got any support levels. We'll aim for this downside. That's currently looking like where we are, headed. Just like so, I believe. There's confirmation here as well, slightly. So it does look like the price is compressing. Obviously, we may see a continuation for this downside. Maybe a lower low could form. It could form. All right, now let's obviously zoom in a little bit more. So now we have the 1 hour time frame. So you can see how we have been respecting these levels currently in the downside as well, here and here. So there is potential that we continue this downside, touch upon 55.7. And then maybe look for the upside for around maybe like 59, high 58s. So yeah, that's currently the structure for silver. Obviously we are still bearish, as you can see. Obviously we've got the high, we've got a lower, obviously we've got a low here, we've got the high there, and then we have a lower high and a lower low as well. So we are going to be looking if we can maybe claim a lower low. Obviously then we would expect price to maybe come to about 54. So if we have a look at liquidity, for example, for silver, XAG, so liquidity does lay at 57.1. Now 57.1, where are we for 57.1? 57.1 looks to be this low, 57.1. So that is breaking that low. Breaking that low is where we have the liquidity cluster waiting. So we can obviously mark that out. We'll put a little rectangle in there. So that's where we have liquidity. Our liquidity pool is sitting right there. Now, obviously we'll mark lows, we'll mark highs. Right. So you guys can see that from this low here, no, not that one, the other one, this one I believe. You can see we touch upon that level there. So I believe we do have some liquidity in this downside. Maybe some sell side liquidity waiting there. And then as for candles, I was gonna say we have a what's it called? Fair value gap, but it's not there. As you can see, the price kind of closed it. Let's have a look at an even lower time frame. So let's go 15 minutes. $57, yeah, so 57 below that, actually a little bit higher. So just at these lows, 57.1 is where we have that liquidity pool. So just like so. Obviously we've attempted to cross that region multiple times. You can see here, there, here and here as well. So we could get the sweep. Obviously we could move like through the level, retest it and then move back. But just looking at this already, we do have a 50-minute fair value gap in this area. Bullish as well. So we have a bullish fair value gap there. We'll see if price can respect that level. Maybe from this 15-minute fair value gap, we start moving again for this upside, retest the resistance, and then maybe make an attempt to obviously crush this lower area. But yeah, we've got the retest, and I would be expecting the move from here to obviously continue. Obviously, if we do continue even lower, then yeah, we may be attempting to come for this downside even deeper. Right, now as for gold, let's have a look at gold. So currently, not too much going on for silver. We'll have a look at XAU. That's gold. You're a joke. Thank you. Alright, let's have a look at gold then. $40.59. What was $40.59? I think that was the resistance level for yesterday's session, I believe. Or it may have been the level we broke down from the US market open. Let's have a look. 1 minute, one minute time frame. I mean, yeah. I mean, yesterday's session we didn't even see anything afterwards. Like, I think we obviously we entered the session. We exited the session a little bit later on. So we kind of finished off around maybe 10ish or 8ish. So afterwards, you can see slightly moving bearish, but then overall it's still just a massive consolidation. So just after, I think we had the Asia Open. We have loads of consolidation, like loads of consolidation. Then we make an attempt for the downside, reject, and then an even more bullish move around 4 in the morning, and then a big move right there. What time is that? 5:45. We don't really have too much in there. More consolidation, more consolidation. We retest the level, 40.59 again, and then yeah, we see rejection, big rejection there, big rejection there. So we attempted the level for, well, multiple times actually, here, here, and here as well. Broke down, and currently we are pretty choppy by the looks of things. So yeah, I mean, US market did just open. That's why I believe we're seeing this massive bullish candle. Now, if we retest that higher area of 40.59, I believe we will either way still see the downside. You can see we've attempted it there, here as well, here as well. Multiple attempts, but obviously none of them actually worked out. So we've got one there, one there. So there's like, I don't know, six in total, or 7. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about seven moves there to come for this upside. You can see all the candle wicks as well. Rejections, rejections, rejection there, there, there. So yeah, this does look like a pretty strong level. But then again, in the 4-hour time frame, this seems to be the strong level that we have, 4195. But then just looking at the structure, you can see bearish downside there, lower lows, lower highs, and then we kind of shift, attempt this level, but then we get rejected when we're not even, you know, close to it. So Yeah, I don't know. We could continue even lower, see some support touched upon, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Right, so obviously we had the US market open around, what, 4 minutes ago. We'll have a look at what we can do. I mean, already straight off the bat, you can see very bearish from that level there. We'll jump in a higher time frame, so let's go 15 minutes, and maybe we can get a nice level drawn on there. Structure-wise, I'm not really seeing any kind of, you know, formation just straight off the bat right there. I feel like we could definitely see a move to this area here. You can see we've got the double lows. Yeah, I feel like a downside here is definitely coming on. We'll have a look at liquidity as well for gold. But structure, like, overall, there's not too much going on. You can see there's a massive phase of consolidating here. So, I mean, that's kind of why we exit the session yesterday kind of early. So, I mean, yeah, for the rest of the night, after we you know, finished trading that day, we just barely saw any movement. Obviously, we want to be in a trendy market. We want to get some nice profits, but yeah, like I said yesterday, not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. So let's have a look at liquidity. $40.92, that's upside, and then $40.12. That level is actually what? We'll drop a just a normal horizontal line on there. $40.23. So the liquidity does sit below that level. It's about $40.12. $40.12. So just about there. So 14 and 14 to 6. That's a bit too much. We'll shorten that down there. Yeah, that's where we have liquidity currently. There is resistance in this upside. We do have some support there. We've got the double low there. Doesn't look like we've got much resistance here though. We may at this low side though. There is something here. You can see we moved here, rejected, rejected. So this rejection is a little bit higher than obviously this area. So we are going to mark it though anyway. Obviously, the more candles we have on that level, the better, the stronger the level is. You can see multiple confirmations here, here, here. So this is currently kind of the formation we have. I'm looking for maybe a movement to 40.41 to see kind of what reaction we get from there. If we do move for 40.59, I am most likely going to be in a short position, considering the fact that we did see many rejections from the area. Candle wise, yeah, there's multiple rejections for this level. Obviously sellers will be protecting that area. I think we may have a volume profile range in this midsection though. So if we have a look at that, then we should probably see it in that mid area. And it could be actually from this low where price obviously started moving from. And just not really there, is it? Right, we'll come in a bit tighter from, let's say, this previous candle. Yeah, so you can see the most of the volume is going to be in the area where we had the most movement. So it's pretty much this tight consolidation area. That actually might be why we're seeing such a bullish move for the upside right now. Currently we're sat at 40.56 to 57. But yeah, overall, this does look very bullish right now. But I believe we are going to see the downside eventually though. We are going to see the downside. So we're looking to maybe move to 40.41. Right, so we can actually come in for a short position on that. Now, as for silver, yeah, this is obviously a 1 minute time frame. This is 15 DXY. Obviously, we've not got any kind of big news coming for the rest of the session. So actually, next week we do have a pretty crazy week. So currently, I am going to be coming in short for gold. For gold and right, gold and silver. I'm currently looking for the downside. So we'll see what reactions we get for this downside. I'm not sure what we'll get for this session. Obviously, I'm not, expecting too much as, as we, aren't really seeing too much right now. So yeah, I'm looking right. I mean, we're still bearish. You can see resistance. There's kind of a resistance level there. Maybe we can mark it out. Maybe we can mark it out right now. Let's have a look. Let's kind of go from these highs that we have and aim for this downside. I felt like the strongest current level that we've got is kind of there, but you can see we're already coming in for the downside on gold. So that was obviously a very nice entry already. Look at that, already 100 USD in profit. Right, let's have a look. Maybe we can get a tighter level, considering the fact that obviously we've already seen a move for this upside and we're already rejecting. So all this kind of wiki behavior that we've got here might be obviously kind of fake. Now we'll see obviously if we continue for the downside even deeper, then we can obviously see that there is a level here and then this move is genuine. But obviously if we start now moving for the upside, and for example, let's say we touch upon the level that we've currently got right now, that might mean that this move is just a little fake out before the actual move begins. So obviously we just made the downside. We may see a move back up to the level and then continue for the downside. kind of maybe what we've got here, if that makes sense, or here. We made a move for the upside, rejected, tried again. But in this area, you can see that this was an attempt to break 40.59. We failed. We broke it. We retested, broke it fully. We actually retested on the opposite side. So this right here is mirroring. So pretty much we're confirming the level. Once we've broken it, you can see these candles confirm that level very, very nicely. Then we continue to be bullish, and then we start coming bearish slowly, but then coming back into below the resistance area. Very wicky behavior here. Obviously you can see very wicky behavior, and then we're still bullish trying to get that level, and then we're slowly on a decline right now. So yeah, currently just looking at this level, it does look like a genuine area where obviously price has started to shift to the downside. Volume as well, volume is shifting, momentum is shifting. So maybe we can kind of, you know, rule that one out and then maybe see. But then as well, this could just be obviously a weakness from the buyers. Obviously buyers went strong enough to try and come for that resistance level, and then obviously sellers just started selling off and we made a move to the downside. But obviously we'll try our best to get the best resistance level as we can, the strongest one we can, which will give us the best kind of indication of where price is going. Look, 230 already, 230 already, that's crazy, that's very nice. Yeah, so we are pretty wicky right now. We are pretty wicky. So you can see there's a massive rejection from that level there. I am going to come out of this trade right now just because we're getting such a massive pushback. So we'll wait for the confirmation on silver and gold again to make a move for that upside, as yeah, the current movement doesn't look too safe. That's why we're gonna, you know, exit for now. I'm gonna just for like a purpose, we're gonna journal the trades that we've made for today. So today already we have 2 trades, and today is the Friday, July 24. Friday, July 24. So currently we have just made 2 trades, and that was for XAU USD and XAG USD. Obviously, so we were short on both positions. Now we are looking for price to confirm that level again. We'll drop a nice resistance level if we can. We'll have a look in a 5-minute time frame. That would give us a nice indication. That would obviously kind of get all these smaller candles mixed into this whole, you know, area. So. Right, let's have a look. Right, we'll come off of this level here, and then we'll try and look for this downside. Currently, just straight off the bat, it does look like maybe this level, this one, and then these 2. You can see here, here, and here, and there as well. And that will be obviously legit in the 1-minute time frame. So you can see right there. Very nice, very nice. So we'll most likely come in for a short position from here as again. So this is the high we kind of entered from, I believe. So we'll obviously look for a short position again. All right, let's have a look. So we'll come in for another short on silver and gold. Gold, let's have a look, short from there. All right, let's wait for this breakdown now. Obviously, we'll put stop loss above the highs. So just around there. And then we'll do the same for silver. I mean, that's not the move I was looking for, I'm not gonna lie. 40.59, we do have resistance there. We do have resistance at 40.59. So we'll see what kind of movement we get from this area. I feel like structure right now could be bullish. We could be very bullish right now. So yeah, you can see currently a bit of a loss, but then we just got stopped out for, oh, that's so bullish, honestly. We're gonna close that trade. Actually, we'll put a stop loss above those highs. So just, that's obviously gold. So we'll have a look at silver. We'll put the stop loss above the highs, just like so. As overall, we are expecting to see the downside for silver still. Yeah, very bullish. But then you can see from that level of 40.59, immediate rejection. So we've got rejected many times on that level. We've got rejected many times on that level. So today, so far, that's 4 trades. So XAU USD, we came in for a short on the resistance. The same will be for XAG USD. So obviously we were looking to come and sweep the lows, come and make a lower low, maybe an attempt overall for silver to retest this level of 57. But yeah, we got pretty wicky action from US market open. So we got pretty wicky action from US market open. Obviously we'll put profit or loss. XAU USD, let's have a look. So from that first trade, we had a $16 loss. Second trade, it was 52.83 profit. And then we made another trade for gold, XAU USD. Another short on that same level. And that was a bit of a heavier loss, I believe. Yeah, that was a not sure. $210 loss. Currently we are obviously in a position on silver from the same level we obviously saw previously. Obviously, this is kind of the fourth trade so far. Yeah, gold's confirmed that level. Some mirroring there. So realistically, right now, we're going to try and see if sellers can protect the level of 40.59. Obviously, they did a pretty good job. Obviously, in this area, we made an attempt. Obviously, in this section of which is like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. in Riga time, and then we obviously failed. Bullish movement again. This movement here was very bullish, like super bullish. Like this was insane. And then a little bit more consolidation, but also respecting that level again here as well. Now, obviously, we had the US market open, which was just here in this area. If I were to just kind of so that's US market open there. So yeah, this is the resistance area we have. Resistance there, but we've got confirmation on that level there. We'll see if we can maybe continue. If we continue, then yeah, we might obviously come out of that trade for silver, but we'll see. We'll see what reaction we get. We'll see what reaction we get. If we can, protect the level, then yeah, I believe we still have momentum for this downside. So like I said, this is the next area where we could see a bit of a challenge to move from, especially this low. We do have a bullish engulfing candle there. You can see that candle is fully, literally like eaten up this bearish one. That's silver there, 1 minute time frame. You can see we are already dropping. There we go, finally. So we are within profit on that trade right now on silver. Maybe if we didn't obviously exit the trade on gold, we would have probably still been in. But there's a big but right now. The fact that we are getting this move is still a little bit concerning because you can see higher lows, higher highs. This could be a potential low and we continue even higher, maybe to attempt to kind of, start sweeping highs. Momentum is looking to shift though. Momentum is looking to shift. Sellers are looking to take over and continue the move that we initially had. Yeah, so we are pushing back. Not sure what kind of movement we have there, but there is something going on. There is something going on. Yeah, we are getting some rejections right there. Maybe just accumulating the price. Some kind of compression zone. Yeah, you can see confirmation on that level. So we could see a move even higher right now. Right, we'll kind of have a look on So currently we do have some kind of wedge pattern there. Price is kind of getting wider, as you can see. Right, I'll close that position for silver. It just looks too crazy right now. Ah, right, I see. I completely missed that the fact that we have that 15-minute engulfing candle there, fair value gap. Completely missed it. Look, we came inside that same area and then we're bullish, of course. Retested, bullish. We'll see what reaction we get in this area now. If we obviously attempt to sweep the highs, we could be obviously looking for the upside. But like I said, we'll see. Whoa. That is a very bullish move. Very bullish move. Let's have a look at the 4-hour time frame. Could we have potential for this upside for about, well, let's just say 4195, maybe 4195. We could come in on the low. We could come in on the next low. There's like barely kind of any levels respecting. I mean, the price isn't respecting kind of any level. It's just moving as it wants in a way. Alright, we kind of missed a little bit on that buy there, but right now for gold, we're looking for that first high. I feel like that'll be something. Yeah, there's going to be some resistance there as well, I believe. So we're looking to 4,100-ish. That's what we're looking to come to now. I mean, ideally, I'd be looking to even come to what was that level? 4195 for gold. Gold is still looking bullish by the looks of it. Yeah, it probably will be as well. Pushing even more. Yeah, look at that. Higher lows, higher highs. Yeah, we saw a bigger drop off than we expected for gold right now. Alright, like I said yesterday, next week we do have a pretty busy week ahead of us. So Thursday we have the Fed meeting again. So obviously we may expect rate cuts, they may not happen, but overall this is going to be another important day for us. Now that's going to be 9 PM, 9:30 PM. We will most likely get a lot of movement, obviously, after the data comes out. So we have federal funds rate, FOMC statement, and FOMC press conference. Now we'll obviously have a look at kind of what the market, internet is thinking on the rate cuts on the 29th of July. And then obviously we'll obviously share that with you guys. So obviously first post, markets are now pricing in 2 rate hikes this year. Since the Fed's June meeting, interest rate expectations have skyrocketed. It's wild to think that just a few months ago, markets were expecting 2 rate cuts. So July 29 rate hike odds have jumped to 34.7%, up from 10.7% on July 15. Iran tensions, Hormuz risks, and AI demand are pushing rate hike expectations even higher. So a 50 BP hike is still likely, but even a 25 BP hike could surprise markets expecting rate cuts. This could be concerning for the market. It definitely could. It definitely could. Russian central bank cuts key rate to 14% below estimate of 14.25. For the second time this year, the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates by 0.25%. This brings rates to 3.75% to 4%. Should have been done a long time ago. I mean, this current movement that we're getting is very concerning. Very concerning. Alright, now we need a high. We need to continue this move. Alright, once we get a better kind of direction of where we're headed in terms of price, we'll see. Then we can kind of come in for a position. I mean, I was looking to come in for a position on this low, but I don't know. It's looking a bit too shaky right now. I don't know, price right now is a little bit all over the place. We do also have liquidity waiting at 4,090 something. This is obviously silver. Now if we go on for gold, 12-hour time frame XAU, 4093. There we go, 4093. We have 4.21 million there. That is actually the largest liquidity pool that we currently have waiting in that area. So downside, I believe it's a little bit less, 4.21. It's actually equivalent to that. It is equivalent to that. 4093. That is obviously below that previous high in the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, that's silver. Sorry. XAU. Right, let's have a look. 4-hour time frame. $93 would be around here, just where my kind of mouse is right now. Get rid of that. It's like a very nice candle there. $40.94. 94 is roughly 93, 94, around there. So that is where we have that liquidity cluster. So realistically, could we expect to see a high on that level? Could we expect to see a high on that level? Potential. There is potential. There is potential. So we'll have a look at the volume. That's actually here. This is the highest volume area. This is the highest volume range. I feel like I feel like we could see the downside from here actually. Well, every kind of time we've seen price moving into a volume area, we do have then a move to the downside. So realistically, we could come in for a position here. We could come in for a position here and aim for that level of 3963. 3963. So I believe that is the area, 39. Yeah, you can see that is the highest volume range. Just perfectly on that level. That price is what? 4061. 4061 is where we have this volume profile. 4061. Based off of that structure and what we've obviously previously seen, I feel like we could come in for a short on that volume profile there. We'll most likely see the rejection, maybe attempt to come for these lows again. Let's have a look. 1 hour time frame. This is also a level where we saw massive rejections previously. So I think I will be looking for 3963 from that area, 3963. So below 4K. All right, let's have a look. 3963. This trade might actually run out for longer. This looks like a good entry as well. High, potential low. And for silver, we'll be looking for 55, 57-ish, 55. We'll go 57-ish, we'll just put that on there. Right, we've got some lucky shots. Bro. It's a 50-50. It's literally a 50-50. Alright, we started dumping. We've seen a rejection from that level now. Look at that. Already dropping. Very nice. So realistically, now what we want to see would be price obviously coming into kind of this zone. So the first initial area that we're looking for right now is to break these lows. So obviously you can see this massive area of lows. This area here, we'll mark it red. So it's obviously kind of a hot zone where we want to see the price breaking. Okay, so this is our first target zone. First target zone, breaking all of these lows. You can see how many lows. Here, there. So many lows. Next, we'll be looking for this level. Break this level. Then we will we'll be looking for even deeper for this goal in the bottom. This is our major support level that we have in the 4-hour time frame. You can see. There we go. That's that level there in the downside. Let me get rid of this volume profile thing. Right, so you can see this is currently the structure that we have. Support there. Sorry, we've got resistance there, support there, but then you can see how price has shifted. We might have obviously a high there, and then coming for this slope. We'll try maybe get in for the downside on that candle there, but it doesn't look too accurate. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go in a 2-hour time frame maybe. I mean, we've got some kind of confirmation here. Obviously, it went based off of that candle there. We have some confirmation there, here, but we are in a 2-hour time frame. Then we've got mirroring on this level, on this area. You can see price broke it, mirrored obviously on these candles here, and then that's kind of it for now. So currently this yellow level 40.59 is actually hello. So this level 40.59 is currently the highest volume profile range that we have. And initially I won't say every single time because then I would be lying, but most of the time, I'd say about 85% of the time, once we come to that volume range, what we see is a rejection from that level. So I actually have entered from this area for a short position, and we have been rejecting from this area for multiple hours. Since yesterday's session, we've actually been rejecting from this level, as you can see. Just get rid of that. Right, we'll put that level just like so. Okay. Anyway, like I said, this level of 40.59 is actually a big. Well, currently, I wouldn't say big as. I mean, it could be big. It's in the. It's being respected most likely in a 1 hour time frame as well. Yeah, you can see slightly there, but anyway, currently what we've got is, well, high, low, high, but then also we're lower. All these highs seem to be lower lows as well. I am looking for price to continue pushing for this downside realistically. But like I said, 40.59 is a level we have been previously, respecting since yesterday's session, respecting the level there, multiple rejections. You can see by the candle wicks, big wicks here as well. So currently what we got right now was a fake out. So like we did previously, I did drop a volume range profile on this area. It was obviously an anchored volume profile. If we drop that there, you can see this is the highest volume range that we have. That's the highest volume range that we currently have. I'm not sure why it's so small, but yeah, so you can see this is currently where we are at. Big rejections. So obviously right now, this is the latest high that we have. But I mean, I'm looking for price obviously to continue for this downside realistically. We are testing the highs. It's getting a bit annoying though. I'm not gonna lie. 4 hour time frame, there is obviously still a lot of room for silver to continue this move for the downside, retest 55, and then see something happening from there. It's actually following gold's movement pretty accurately. Yeah, you can see we're in a bit of a loss right now on both of those trades. So, thing is, we actually entered from kind of this area here, from that range, that volume range. Oh, this price is killing me. It's not respecting anything. It's literally not respecting anything. But then again, in the 15-minute time frame for silver, we do have a 15-minute fair value gap. We retested, come back up to the upside, but then very wicky behavior in this upside. Very, very wicky behavior. Yeah, you can see we're trying to break the highs. We're trying to break above. But it's, I feel like sellers are protecting this level currently. Sellers are protecting this level right now. But honestly, this price action right now is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I mean, 5-minute time frame, gold actually doesn't look too bad, even though we have, well, I don't know if I'd count that as a high. I don't know if I'd count that as a high. 40.59 buy or sell. Well, you can see by the movement we're getting. We'll see what we get from this area. If we obviously have, if we don't come in and sweep this high, we could see the downside. 5-minute time frame, you can see big buying action. Buying is kind of dominant right now. If we have a look 1-minute time frame, momentum has only just shifted, but obviously the fact that we do have a small kind of volume of buying pressure here doesn't mean we can't move for the downside. For example, look, a little bit of buying there, a little bit of buying there. Overall, we're still bearish. But this price action today is cooked. I feel like it can make a grown man cry. It can make a grown man cry. This price action, these movements. Yes, it's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. But yeah, this price is killing me right now. Honestly. Oh. I mean, we've failed. It looks like we've already failed for the high. Yeah, we seem to be dumping right now. Big bearish candle there. Momentum hasn't even shifted yet as well. But these indicators do sometimes tend to be a little bit too slow to kind of give us accurate readings. We'll have a look on news, what we've got going on. If we continue even more bullish, oh my god, I don't even know what I'll do. obviously I'll put a stop loss above those highs. So in case we start moving even higher, I will obviously get stopped out. And then as for stop loss on gold, I'll put it above that previous high as well. Right, signal wise, we don't really have anything right now, but we'll see. Maybe later on in the session we'll get something. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to meet US President Trump in Washington DC next week. What for? What for? So wiki, so wiki. Let's have a look on a different, even higher time frame. Daily. Where's the volume in the daily? Why is it so small? That's what she said. 40.59 still. Oh no, it's not. It's 40.47. But then the next highest is 40.59. But in the 4-hour time frame, the highest volume area, obviously the highest volume range profile level is actually 40.59. Bruh. How is it suddenly different? I mean, price is not even actually, it's respecting the level, to be fair. It's just dancing on it. Look, it's like it's acting as a support level actually, look. Support, 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 support. As if, that's crazy. I didn't even see it before. Yes, unfortunately silver did hit stop loss. Cooked. Cooked. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll see what reaction we get in this upside right now, and then we'll have a look. Because right now, not a lot of action. Not a lot of action. I mean, Bitcoin's not seen too much movement either. It's kind of consolidated as well. So pretty much this whole morning, consolidation. And then we kind of started moving for the downside at 330, then continued the move, and now we are pretty much consolidating as well. I mean, overall, the structure for Bitcoin is actually pretty bearish, but yeah, we are obviously looking for Bitcoin to come for the downside as well, but Bitcoin is actually acting very, very similar. Gold is acting very, very similar to Bitcoin. Obviously, we just saw a little push for Bitcoin, and then we just saw a little push for gold as well. So, and now they're both rejecting the same. There is a correlation currently right now between the two. I don't think there's a correlation between the between Bitcoin and the dollar index. There's not. Oh, I mean, there's gonna be. I mean, it's gold against the US dollar. So there has to be, really. So let's have a look at DXY compared to gold. Obviously, right now, dollar index is bearish. We are currently approaching a previous low, so we've got like the double low. We've got a low, high, low. Low, high, low. So it's kind of like a bounce in a way. But it does look like volume is about to, not volume, but momentum is about to start shifting for the dollar index, potentially towards the upside. So right now, we want to see a dump. Yep, there we go. We got some movement for the upside on the dollar index. Let's have a look at Bitcoin then. Bitcoin is not too much, not too much movement for the downside actually. But yeah, let's see gold. Gold absolutely dump. I want to see gold dumping right now. So if we can make a lower low, that would be very, very good to see. But obviously, this is the kind of the first bullish impulsive move that we had. And this is a pretty strong level as well, 40.59. Obviously, you can see price has been rejected from that level many, many times before. Here, all this area here as well. And then we made a massive move for the upside. We came back into the level. We attempted to clear that high and, potentially come even higher. Obviously, we failed. Sellers started breaking that price down, and currently we are bearish. Now, looking beyond that area, this is also an area where the price attempted to come and sweep those highs. So obviously, we had the downtrend from the US market open yesterday. Obviously, we were a little bit bullish. You can see. Can't speak. We went to the origin of the bearish move. As you can see, this is kind of the origin, and we started dumping a lot harder in this area. Obviously, we were still bearish, but obviously this is the area where we started dumping a lot harder. So then, obviously, price came back up to that area, and then we started making lower highs, lower lows in a nice downtrend. We attempted this low again, you can see, rejected from the area, and then we kind of make a double low here, and we just see this level where we previously, obviously, buyers were protecting. Then that turned into a support level, kind of a wider support level. Then we obviously consolidated. We've got a major support area here at 40.47. You can see major support there, and then we kind of broke it in this area. I believe the neckline was the exact same level. You can see we broke the neckline, used it as support again, moved back up to the resistance that we had initially, 40.59 again. And now we are dumping from that attempt to sweep the high and potentially continue. To continue up towards that level of around 40.94, 93, where we have got that liquidity pool waiting, and that could have been a potential low, creating a downtrend in the 4-hour time frame as well. looking in this forward time frame, time frame. Is that right? Time frame? Why does that sound strange? Anyway, lower highs, lower lows, potential for a high here, but then that would kind of break down the structure for this downtrend, meaning we would then possibly be in a potential move for the upside because we had the weakness for this downside towards 4963. Obviously, at one point, we are going to break outside of this whole range, obviously, of support, resistance. I was going to say, well, resistance, support in that case. But yeah, that's what we've got right now. So let's have a look. Yeah, so you can see we are still breaking down. We're still breaking down. So we'll see what we get in this downside. Maybe this could be a low, and then obviously we step in and we see maybe another attempt for these highs. But we'll see, we'll see. Currently, though, we haven't got too clear of an indication. But overall, for gold, I am looking for that level of support in the downside. That is obviously clearly visible in the 4-hour time frame, like I said before, like there. Oh. Gold is, silver's about, wait, yeah, silver's dumping right now. Look at that. Let's have a look. Maybe there's a correlation towards Bitcoin and gold right now. Nope, Bitcoin is still consolidating. What about dollar index? What? But gold overall is still bearish right now. Currently, there is no correlation between any. Like currently, right now, I mean, silver and gold are going to be moving together. They're both metals. They kind of both, share that whole group. It's the same kind of as a Bitcoin and Ethereum, but obviously it's a little bit different because then, if Bitcoin moves, Ethereum kind of confirms the whole move, if that makes sense. All right, we are dumping right now. Right, we're back up to that level, 40.59. Let's see if we can, break this level down and continue. Yeah, silver's very bearish right now. DXY is pushing. DXY is pushing. Right, guys, I'm going to leave that trade there. And I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, how are we looking? How are we looking? Right, I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger so you guys can see me better. Right, we're still in a bit of a loss right now on those trades, but market right now, no movement. Like same for Bitcoin as well, like crypto in general, literally nothing. Let me just show you exactly. I'm interested in what that was. Bitcoin. Yeah, you can see major consolidation here. The movement as well, it's not too much movement right now. Quite a lot of buying pressure right now though. Yeah, you can see we made another attempt for the upside. Looks like we're still getting rejected. So overall right now, we do have a compression zone. But then I'm thinking, what can we expect to see? What can we expect to see? So from this upside, you can see we are compressing for this downside. Or I'll just drop it in like that then. And then from the downside, we've got these lower lows. Higher lows, but lower highs. And initially, we'll obviously compress until we most likely get a breakout for the upside, which is, well, not what I'm looking for, but I feel like that's what we will most likely see. Yeah, I reckon price will eventually break out. Price will eventually break out. I can't. This is driving me insane. This is driving me insane. Honestly. I feel like just giving up, honestly. I just feel like giving up and not even trading anymore. I mean, that wedge pattern does look very nice for a continuation for the upside. I mean, for all we know, we could see the downside. Like, I mean, yeah, look, momentum is volume is pretty high right now. Buyers are pushing. Buyers are pushing. Buyers are pushing. I mean, what most likely we will probably see is a continuation for the upside, like that. But you guys get the idea. We will most likely continue. Obviously, we have obviously respecting that level, respecting the level here, there. Obviously, we came from that downside. Well, realistically, we came bearish. And then we had the pattern. So ideally, could we be still bearish? I feel like we could. I mean, normally when we come obviously bullish, we have the wedge pattern. We'll most likely continue bullish afterwards. So obviously if we came, for example, or instead of this, we came for, let's say, like this, then we started making this pattern. We're most likely gonna continue for the upside like that. Well, the fact that we came bearish, I mean, I'm looking for price to revisit this lower area around 40, 47. So a sweep right now to break that level, downside, and then we might retest here and then potentially continue even lower. But I don't know. All right, still a bit hard to tell. Currently, I mean, from this current area, I am looking for price to continue to the downside. Yeah, touch upon that volume area of 40, 47. That is currently the strongest volume area that we have. Yes, it's valid in the daily time frame. Obviously, it's going to be stronger than the 4-hour. The 4-hour suggests that we have it in the level of 4,059. Now, if we go even higher, let's say a week, then we would have 40.23. Now, 40.23, we don't really have too much, you know, going on for that area. But you can see there's been quite a lot of movement here, quite a lot of movement here. So there is potential. We could continue higher, but for now, I don't know. That's currently where we're at. That's currently where we are at. Oh my god. Literally no movement at all. So, I mean, currently we are making lower highs but higher lows. Higher lows, lower highs, compressing into that range. So, I mean, realistically, probably see the upside, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we'll probably see the upside. Where's our entry price? 57. If price comes right down to 59, 50, well, it would most likely be 57 if we saw that happen on TradingView for 59. Obviously, this is Tether Gold. It's not obviously gold. So if we saw price potentially coming to revisit 59, that would be very, very good for our trade. And that would still make a higher low. That would still make a higher low. Because you can see price closed here at 59. So if we get a move to like, I don't know, 60, that would be good. I mean, even if it's 59, like as long as it's obviously higher than whatever we have here, which is around 59.63. So anything kind of above a little bit on 59 could still be a potential for coming in long. Now, what we don't want to see is price now pushing very high. But right now we've got, yeah, we're starting to make higher lows. Sorry, it's higher highs and higher lows actually. So in this area we've shifted from lower highs, higher lows, compression on both areas, and now we obviously in this area, obviously we're still okay. Lower high, higher low, and then here we've obviously broken that high. We've come in for a higher high. The downside's still okay, still making higher lows. Even higher high there. I think price actually closed maybe on the exact same level. But right now we're looking for 59. 59, then we will be coming in for a long, as I believe this move will most likely push even higher. But we'll see, we'll see. Right, let's see if we can maybe come and break even on this trade and come in for a long instead. Well, let's go to 59. Let's 59 and break even, and then we'll push. We will push from this level of 59. I don't know. It might even stop here. This bearish move may even stop there because you can see overall lower high. Sorry, a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So I feel like that might break this overall move. Maybe. I mean, it's still doable, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we want to break even and then come in for a long. Is it going to happen? Maybe not. Alright, let's have a look. 5-minute time frame. What on earth is going on? We do have a fair value gap there. Right there, you can see. I don't think it's actually that big. It should be a reasonable amount of points though. I mean, we've cleared it though. Yeah, we've cleared it. But we're getting currently rejected. See these rejections here, here and here. I mean, momentum did shift for the downside from this kind of top. And our buyers are kind of pushing back a little bit. But yeah, we're looking to come to 40.59 and then we'll be out of that position and we'll be looking for a long. Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone doing? Now, if you guys obviously don't know, we do have a good opportunity here on Everdex. I've been actually using this platform for quite a long time, and one of the best things about it is there is actually none of that KYC verification. So there's no, obviously you don't have to put your ID in, none of that stuff. So you don't have to like give out your data. I know some people are kind of sensitive about, you know, their data, what they put out, things like that. But yeah, there's none of that, and yeah, it's also decentralized. There is actually funded trading available in there as well, so you can get yourself a nice funded account for a 50 USDT entry. So 50 USDT gets you a 1.5k account. Another good thing about it, 0% profit share, no challenges like other firms obviously ask you for challenges to maybe, you know, prove yourself or something like that. But yeah, we don't have any challenges. And yeah, it's instant payout. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to obviously trade and, you know, come in for some very nice trades. Oh. As soon as I say that, I get absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. Oh my days. We are cooked right now. Oh my days. We're getting so cooked right now. Oh my god. It's actually funny. I wanted that price to come in. It was so close. It was so close to coming back in. And I knew that was coming. Like, I literally knew that was coming. Cooked. We are so cooked, guys. Right, We'll have a look at something else. Obviously, silver's most likely going to be moving the same as gold. Bitcoin. Maybe we'll have a look at Bitcoin and things like that. Let's have a look at crude oil actually. For a change. Crude oil's coming down in price. Yeah, gold just absolutely blew up, like literally blew up. Even more bullish. Is this like just a, you know, move off of what we've got, or what we looking at? Right, we did just get a signal for gold. Very nice. And it's a buy. So entry position is from 40.79 to 40.68. 40.76 is where we're currently at. 40. We can come in, for example, about 40. Let's say like 40.71ish. 40.71ish. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. And then we'll come in. We'll put in a limit order actually. Bruh. We'll come in for silver as well. We'll come in for that silver trade as well then. If it's just, you know, in there. Right, gold. Uh, 4252. I mean, TP5 is 4252. 4252 is definitely not an area we can revisit. Potential for the upside could be, let's have a look. I'd say 4168 would kind of be the max, and that's TP4. Let's Stop loss 40.21. Obviously, if we're getting bullish signals for gold, then we'll most likely continue. We will most likely continue. $40.22. I mean, TP1 is $40.95. $105. And then TP2 is $4105. Yeah, $4105. Well, it'll be a bit of a, maybe a bit of a swing trade, but obviously we will expect to see this upside to continue. 40.79 and still bullish. All right, let's have a look. News-wise, what we got going on? I mean, 40.90 would be ideal. Would be very ideal. Big rejection there. Look at that massive rejection. I won't say massive, but it's still pretty big. President Trump says Russian President Putin told him he will not. What? President Trump says Russian President Putin told him. So Putin's not going to sell weapons to Iran. All right, good. Very nice. Right. News-wise, what we got? Intel releases its 15% post-earnings rally and falls 4% on the day. The stock has now erased 90 billion in the market cap since 4:20 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday. That's crazy. Ebola infection has surged to almost 3,000 confirmed cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo. More than Ebola is still a thing. What? I'm actually surprised. I'm actually very surprised that Ebola is even still a thing. I thought it was over and done with, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that all that stuff was done and dusted. Long Tesla. We'll see. Obviously we've longed gold, so we'll, you know, see how that plays out in earlier on in the session. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, I'm not actually surprised about that. I'm actually not surprised. SpaceX decided to run to turn away satellite operators seeking dedicated rides to orbit on board its Staple Falcon 9 rocket beyond 2028. Sources are underscoring the massive bet Elon Musk is making on its unproven Starship. That is crazy. AI startups are pivoting from flashy demos to tech that pays the bills. Nice. AI can help us understand humanity like never before. Celebrate case to peas. Well, there's not really anything going on. I mean, technology is getting better. AI is a big thing right now. The AI demand is currently kind of the biggest talk that we've got going on. Exclusive as Russia launches its largest aerial attack of the war, overwhelming Ukrainian defenses. Clearing the sky has become a priority. The AI trade is diverging sharply. The 30-day correlation between the largest US capex spenders and the semiconductors index SOX is down to almost zero, near the lowest in at at least 4.5 years. Alright, that's enough for that, because we'll probably get banned. I mean, yeah, it's a very slow session today. Very slow session. Right, let's see if we can maybe get a trade on EUR USD. Obviously, if gold is bullish, then EUR USD will most likely be bullish as well. So let's come in for a position on that, a little one. 70 cents. How bullish does this have to go for us to be in any profit? Well, quite a lot. Quite a lot. I'm looking for gold to start moving for this upside right now in this area. Are we going to get it? I'm not too sure. Getting some more selling pressure from gold right now. I mean, I was looking for the upside to start, but it's yeah, it's not taking. It's taking its time right now. It's coming in on the low. I mean, I'm looking for the low to kind of form right around, I'd say here. Well, exactly around here, I'd say the low would kind of be at. And then the push for the upside to continue. You can see how slow price currently is right now. And it's a little bit wicky as well. You can see this wick, this big wick here. So this currently does look like a bottom is kind of forming. You can see already we're getting some bullish price action already. What have we got? 28 seconds ago. President Xi, at our recent meeting in Beijing, China, told me that he would not, under any circumstances, give or sell weapons to the Islamic Republic of Iran. And that statement included Chinese companies. Considering our relationship, I take him at his word, and besides, I'm doing him very big favors. Likewise, President Putin, despite the horrible war going on in Ukraine, the relationship remains, as it does with President Zelensky, told me that he would not sell weapons to Iran. He understands that I do not sell weapons to Ukraine, but to NATO countries. They pay full price, and how those weapons are distributed, I have no idea. Therefore, two major countries that people speak of often in terms of Iran are, in my opinion, not participating. If they did, it would be very bad for them. Certainly not in their best interests. So Trump is kind of setting the boundary. He's the guy. He's getting it done. He is the one. But yeah, he's obviously confirming that obviously he does make some negotiations with Trump, with President Xi Jinping, I'm not sure how you pronounce it fully, but Zelensky, pretty much Trump is kind of connected with everyone. Trump has got a relationship with everyone, so yeah, well obviously he did, I think Marco Rubio is coming to, I'm not sure if it's Russia or they're going somewhere to speak about the Ukraine war. Oh, right, yeah, there we go. Meeting that Lavrov. I think it's some kind of Russian secretary or something, if I'm not mistaken. So, right, let's have a look. Rubio says, new ideas needed to end Russia's war in Ukraine after Lavrov meeting. Previous proposals no longer viable.
It was not acceptable, Ukraine. Russian readout of your meeting.
Right, let me just pause that really quick.
Russian readout of your meeting also once again mentions Anchorage proposals. Can you please clarify what those proposals are and how relevant are they today?
Yeah, I mean, there was no, proposals, we know they've been reported about, they call it 3+2, the trading and terror, but those failed. You can't have a peace deal unless both sides agree to it, and the Ukrainians would not agree to it, and so that's why that effort didn't work. So we'll have to find new suggestions and new ideas, because certainly that one, it was not acceptable to Ukraine at the time, and I don't think it's acceptable to them now either. In fact, it's probably less acceptable to them. So, when peace comes, it'll be because of some new idea and some new concepts, and we're prepared to offer some of those in the right setting and form if the opportunity presents itself and the conditions are right. We're prepared to play that role in a positive way.
But with the Russian readout of your meeting,
What else do we got?
We're being asked to help in a war, and we have more than any other country in the world, on a war that's happening in another continent, in Ukraine. But
That was a long time ago. March 27th. July 17th. We need the latest. What we got? Not too much actually. Talks. Yeah, he met with this guy. Lavrov. So you can see Rubio and Lavrov meet 35 minutes in Manila with no path to a deal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov on the sidelines of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting in Manila on Thursday. So that was yesterday. A session Russian media reported lasted just over half an hour. The State Department offered little detail, saying only that the two discussed the US-Russia relationship and need to end the war. Rubio said afterward that the administration is poised to help end what he called a senseless war, but acknowledged there is no quick path to an agreement, saying diplomacy will require sustained effort and new ideas, and that both Moscow and Kiev should have incentive to end a very bloody war. So I'm not obviously going to read all of that because there is a huge amount to read, but you get the idea. Obviously, the war is so kind of, I'm not sure how to say it right, but the war is kind of at such a big scale that I don't think it can. Well, it's obviously gone a lot longer as well. So I don't think there's obviously kind of one meeting that will kind of bring it to an end. They've got to have multiple meetings. They've got to have multiple negotiations. Kind of, I don't know, maybe like a month or two of serious talks from both sides. Obviously, Putin and Zelensky wanting to end the war. Well, we'll see. US President Trump says Chinese President Xi Jinping told him China will not sell weapons to Iran. So Russia is not going to sell weapons to Iran. China is not going to sell weapons to Iran. I don't think NATO are going to sell weapons to Iran either. And America is definitely not helping Iran with anything. So Iran are definitely running out of, I don't know, decisions. But well, I mean, yeah, they are getting kind of slow in that part. Right. We're still waiting for the upside on gold though. We're still waiting for the upside on gold. Honestly, right now, cooked. There is no movement at all. Like, we've got no signals, we've got no movement. We're in a bit of a loss. Bitcoin. What are we looking like for Bitcoin? I mean, there is a little bit more movement for Bitcoin, but obviously the fact that we're not getting kind of any signals is kind of concerning as well. So, I mean, just looking at it from my perspective, I don't really see much of a structure for Bitcoin either. I mean, it's not reacting to kind of, well, news or, I don't know, anything. Ooh. Outflows for Bitcoin today, 225 million. Bitcoin outflows, 225 million. We are a little bit bullish now, only 89. Silver's within profit. Euro is not even moving. No, not even moving. All right. News. What we got? Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Honestly, this terminal actually gets me mad. It gets me so mad. Clash report: Trump in revenge mode and fed up with Iran war. Official. The US president has abandoned diplomatic efforts to resolve the 5-month conflict in Iran, entering a kinetic revenge mode against Tehran, according to officials. What? And then the comments are saying, yeah, and you trust this guy who changes his statement quicker than 1 year change days. What? I'm actually not even sure how how powerful Iran actually is. But I don't even think there was that strong. But I don't know. I mean, they have already nerfed Supreme Leader. Ranges of Iran's ballistic missiles: Shahab 1, Shahab 2. Kim 1, Fatih 1, 10. Zulfiqar. So the biggest missile they've got is the Shahab 3. It's got a 2,000 kilometer radius. So it can reach China, India, Egypt, Turkey, and Russia. Oh my god. Yeah, 2.5k. So yeah, their biggest one is, it's not Shahab 3. It's obviously, it's going to be a nuke. It's a nuclear rocket. They've got the Sejil something, Simorg, and that thing is massive. The Simorg is a launch vehicle capable of placing a 250 kilogram payload 500 kilometers into low Earth orbit. What? So that thing can go 500 kilometers into the ground. Is that what I'm seeing? 500 kilometers into low Earth orbit. Am I okay? I don't know. Oh, that's the. I see. So obviously there's like 3 orbits. There's the Leo orbit, MEO, and the GEO. So 502K is the first one, kind of the first orbit where we have like kind of satellites and something. And then the MEO orbit is 8 to 20K kilometers. And that's where we have kind of bigger satellites. And then the GEO orbit is 35,000 786 kilometers and onwards, that's where we have the biggest satellites. Well, that's what it looks like anyway. So small ones, bigger ones, and then the big ones at the end. But yeah, they have a pretty big missile range. Honestly, right now, we're not getting any movement. I mean, Russia has actually the biggest, I believe, that's what it looks like. Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles ICBM range ranking. Russia have the biggest, 18K. North Korea, China, USA, France, UK, Israel, India. Oh, so first is Russia, then we have the United States. So would that mean that Russian army is going to be stronger than the American army? I don't know. Yeah, so obviously Russia overpowers everything as a whole. And then, yeah, obviously Russia's not a NATO country, not is China, India, Pakistan, Israel, North Korea, all of them are not NATO. United States is NATO. UK is, France is. So obviously Trump did say, obviously them non-NATO countries, I believe there's got to be, you know, some kind of negotiation between them. So obviously Trump did visit China. So obviously President Xi Jinping, however you say it, he is not going to sell weapons to Iran, and then nor is China. Nor is Russia. So those are kind of the biggest threats that obviously Trump would have. Russia would obviously be the biggest. Russia is absolutely massive, and they do have the most nuclear weapons of estimated around 4,309, and that was obviously in the January of 2025. But I believe that's most likely changed. I believe they probably have more than that. And then obviously second is United States. Now obviously Trump did say he is kind of in this revenge mode now, but I'm not sure how serious this whole thing is. Obviously this revenge mode. Trump imposes wave of tariffs on almost 60 countries. Whoa. Now, currently, we do seem to be in a bit of a downtrend. You can see we've got high, low potential. Maybe a high around, I don't know, 40, 76. But obviously, we could have momentum shifting and then we continue for this upside. But yeah, currently, we are in this kind of downtrend movement right now, as you can see. That's currently what we're looking like. Obviously our position is not seeing the best of movements right now. Not seeing the best of movements right now. But overall we are looking for price to start moving even nicer for this upside. I mean, you can see we are respecting the levels. I mean, market structure is still very bullish, very bullish. Now, as for gold, let's have a look in the 4-hour time frame. Maybe we'll touch upon that level we was looking for earlier on. No, we haven't. So, 4,093 is where we do have that liquidity cluster, that liquidity pool that we were referring to earlier on. Oh, look at that. 59.114 is we have 2.31 million leverage liquidity for silver. So I feel like that could get swept very soon. Same for gold, 40.92. I feel like we will be coming up for that area and attempting to clean it, clear it, sweep it, however you want to see it. But yeah, I want to see that move back up to 92 right there. That's what we want to see right now. That's what we want to see right now. I mean, we could be still looking a little bit bearish for, you know, the time being, but then overall, yeah, we are looking to keep pushing. I've got some news. What we got? President Trump will meet with senators one more time to discuss the Clarity Act ethics. No public confirmation yet of an exact date. Obviously, there is obviously like a speak or what's the word? News of maybe more Clarity Act related talks happening. If you think the Clarity Act ethics rules will save crypto from manipulation, you're wrong. The bill only bans the president, members of Congress, and other federal officials from issuing or promoting crypto. The president's son can still do it. The bill also says officials aren't liable if someone else uses their name or likeness without their permission. Good luck proving whether that permission was actually given or not. This is still a massive loophole. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong on that. Definitely not wrong on that. Okay, we're seeing a little bit of a move for this resistance area. So you can see we've currently got some support there, resistance there. So right now we are a little bit bearish for gold, moving into this area. We may have a pattern. We may have a pattern. Currently just, you know, moving on this downside. If we continue moving in this level that we're currently in, then, you know, we may potentially continue to move up until, I don't know, we eventually break out, because obviously we have seen the breakout, the bullish move. We could have the wedge pattern again and then continue even more bullish again, which would be very, very nice for our position that we've currently got right now on gold and silver. But overall, yeah, market's not seeing too much movement today. Wow. The Indian rupee has lost nearly 90% of its value against the US dollar since India's independence in 1947. Oh my days. So, in 1947, India gained independence from British rule, but the subcontinent was simultaneously partitioned into two separate independent dominoes, India and Pakistan. This historic turning point ended nearly 200 years of British colonial presence, yet triggered a massive and violent human crisis. So, the key events of the independence and partition. The Independence Act passed by the British Parliament on July 18, 1947. The Indian Independence Act 1947 finalised the end of the British Raj and set the transfer of power for mid-August. The division of land. So, British lawyer Cyril Radcliffe rapidly drew the Radcliffe line to divide the provinces of Punjab and Bengal, establishing separate borders for India and Pakistan just days before independence. Transfer of power. So British rule officially ended at midnight, with Pakistan celebrating independence on August 14 and India on August 15, 1947. So the human toll, roughly 15 million Hindus, Muslims and Sikhs crossed the newly rushed borders in one of the largest forced migrations in human history. Communal violence, widespread rioting and localized conflicts along the new borders resulted in tragic death tolls estimated between 200,000 and 2 million people. Insane. I want to have a look at the British Raj, actually. Let's have a look at the British Raj. So the British Raj was the period of direct rule by the British Crown over the Indian subcontinent from 1858 to 1947. So it began after the Indian Rebellion of 1857 led to the end of the British East Indies Company's control. Obviously they most likely had a value then. Britain actually controlled India, that's crazy. The British Raj. Interesting. That is insane though. The currency has fallen nearly 97% since the British Raj. Just think about that. The currency is 3% left. The currency is pretty much worthless. Right, let's have a look. Let's go USD to rupee. Right, for example, we have $100. Are you seeing this, guys? Are you seeing this? $100 is 9,635 Indian rupee. Wow. That is insane. So for a 5-year max, so what would it be? Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look. Wow, that is insane. So 2026, $1 is 96 rupee. So for example, in 1976, the Indian rupee was worth 8.8 rupee for $1. So $1 in 1976 was 8.8 Indian rupee. And now it's 96. That is insane. So obviously 50 years ago, it was obviously $1 is equivalent to 8.8 Indian rupee. In today's world, $1 is worth 96 Indian rupee. That is insane. Just 50 years. That is insane. Obviously, that was 880 rupee, obviously a $100 equivalent. And now in 2026, 9.6k rupee. That is insane. 97% since the British Raj in 1947. Wow. And what's that? 50, 53, 26, 79. 79 years. 79 years, and the value of the Indian rupee is pretty much zero. Pretty much zero. So now we have 3% left, pretty much. Pretty much 3% left. I mean, what would happen if obviously the rupee came to, well, to being worth zero? How would the economy react to that? Right, let's have a look. Right, we're pushing. So if the Indian rupee literally fell to zero, meaning it became completely worthless, it would represent a catastrophic collapse of the monetary system. In practice, currencies don't actually reach zero. They are usually replaced or redominated before that point. But it's useful to think that through what such a scenario could mean. So imports would become almost impossible. India imports large amounts of crude oil, natural gas, electronics, machinery, and some fertilizers. If the rupee had no value, foreign suppliers would refuse to accept it. Fuel shortages, power disruptions, and supply chain problems would likely follow. So what could they actually, replace this Indian rupee with? That's another question. What could they actually use? So governments usually consider redomination only when inflation has been very high for years, prices have accumulated many zeros, public confidence in the currency is eroded. So for comparison, Turkey removed 6 zeros after years of high inflation. Zimbabwe abandoned its currency only after hyperinflation made prices effectively meaningless. So India is nowhere near those conditions today. So can they make the rupee more valuable? Yes, but it's not as simple as changing a number. So there has to be demand for increases relative to supply. So there's pretty much an X of a supply to demand. So higher interest rates. If Reserve Bank of India rises rates, foreign investors may have to buy more rupees to invest in Indian assets. Lower inflation. If prices in India rise more slowly than in other countries, the rupee tends to retain its purchasing power better. So the rupee has still got a big change to make. honestly, guys, like this price right now, look at it. It's, I mean, we are, you know, moving into this level, but I'm expecting it to continue pushing. But I mean, overall, like we've got nothing going on. We literally have nothing going on. So I'm gonna close for 444. Yeah, we'll leave them two on, and that's pretty much all we've got going on right now. Like there's literally nothing else we can kind of cover. News is pretty empty. Market as well. We've not got much movement. We've not got much movement at all. Right now, guys, the price action is poo. The movement right now is absolutely poo. President Trump and the Justice Department have subpoenaed journalists at various news outlets on at least 3 occasions in recent... What was that? In recent what? In recent months, lawyers say threats to press freedom are growing as are costs to defend reporters. I mean, the reporters actually do kind of make some very silly moves themselves. Honestly, it's so empty today. I don't know if yesterday was more empty or today is more empty, but overall we're kind of empty. We are kind of empty. So what can we expect to see? Obviously we got a signal for a long position, but I'm kind of trying to price in right now if we are going to continue this move for the upside, or do we actually break down, revisit this level, and then maybe continue moving for this downside? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, we were so bullish earlier on, but the fact that we are kind of compressing into this resistance level is a little bit concerning to me. That, I don't know, we may move even higher from this area. Obviously the pressure is there, but then you can see we just crossed over, so momentum obviously is shifting for this downside overall. Because right now, guys, this movement slow. Incredibly slow. But it does look like we might break out. I mean, this movement here in this resistance level, I mean, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 minutes of consolidation already. 15 minutes of consolidation. Like, we literally have no movement at all. We're going to break outside this range, or... Because right now, I mean, it does look like we're attempting to. We could get rejected and pushed all the way back down to support. But we do have liquidity at this level. So about 90, 94, 94, 93 is where we have that liquidity pool waiting for us. What have we got news-wise? Forbes cover star Blake Resnick just landed another 125 million for Brink drones. The startup on a mission to replace Chinese-made drones with American-built aircraft for first responders. So he's going to have ambulance drones. Let's have a look. This guy. I mean, I'm just looking at him. I'm not going to say too much. Of course he's doing drones. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know. Right, what we got? When we sat down with Resnick last winter, Brink had raised 157 million from investors including Motorola, London-based Index Ventures, and billionaires Sam Altman, Peter Thiel, and Figma co-founder Dylan Field. At the same time, Resnick's estimated 40% stake was worth roughly 192 million. The latest raise, backed by returning investors Motorola, Index, and Field, brings Brink's total funding to 282 million. I'm not interested about what he's got funded by. I'm more interested in what he's actually doing. Who first launched Brink in 2018 as a one-man operation. Building drones since he was 10 years old. And when a mass shooting took place in Las Vegas, just miles away from his home, he wondered why cops weren't making better use of them. Several cold calls and an unlikely meeting with a lieutenant at Einstein Bros. Bagels led to him to where he is today. But what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do for everyone? It doesn't say, does it? It just says kind of where he's got his investors from, what he's doing. I mean, it doesn't say what he's doing. Like you can see, just investors. The Federal Communications Commission has banned DJI, the largest manufacturer of Chinese drones, from sales of any new drone models in the US made after December 2025. That gives Brink an opportunity to acquire a whole set of new customers eventually. That is actually very good because I feel like the kind of drone industry is a bit, what's the word? Washed or full, if that's the right way of putting it. Yeah, there's obviously so many manufacturers that are obviously bringing out these drones, even if it's like a kid's drone, a good drone, drones that obviously maybe transport, food, items, whatever it is. They all kind of come from China. I mean, everything kind of comes from China, realistically. But yeah, the fact that obviously they've banned these DJI drones, which obviously are the largest manufacturer of Chinese drones, that will give this guy Brink an upper hand in obviously sales, customers, and well, pretty much everything else. So it looks like we're currently rejecting from this level. Currently rejecting from this level. I mean, we're seeing quite a lot of pressure on this current level. There is quite a lot of pressure on this current level. Honestly, guys, it's hard. It's a hard session. It's a hard session, right? I'm gonna pop out quick and I'll be back in a little bit, a couple minutes. Alright guys, how are we looking? Not good. Not good. I mean, we are in long position for silver, gold, and that's it, I think. Yeah, just gold and silver for now. Gold is literally just consolidating right now. Slightly broken there. Slightly broken through that level. I'm not gonna lie, like today we've literally got nothing to kind of go off. Yeah, not too exciting of a session. Signals as well, we're not really getting anything as well. I mean, this price action right now is obviously better for our trade. We did come in from here somehow, I don't even know how. Anyway. Yeah, not a lot going on, honestly. Like I wish there was something going on, but obviously we tried to trade gold, silver. Gold is very slow right now. Very slow. We don't have too much going on for Bitcoin either. Like Bitcoin price action and, well, crypto in general, not a lot going on. If I'm completely honest, not a lot going on at all. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin consolidating like crazy. So much consolidation. Right, if you look at liquidity, like there's no movement right now. 64k, that's 63k. Consolidation, I love consolidation. But yeah, we've been kind of getting cooked this session anyway, so. Honestly, guys, I reckon I'm done for today, honestly. These past couple of sessions have been hard. They've been very hard. I'm not gonna lie, they've been very hard. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave that trade there. I will obviously check in with you tomorrow. We will be obviously live tomorrow as well. So yeah, tune into tomorrow's session. Obviously check the link out down below to Evidex as well. It's obviously the platform I've been using for a long time. We do have actually a composition now where if you obviously are trading on Evidex, you actually do get put into kind of a prize pool. So the trader with the most volume actually does get the chance to win a Rolex Submariner, which is very cool. So you're trading and you're pretty much the person with the most volume in trading does get the prize. So obviously second place like iPhone 17 Pro Max, AirPods, I think Apple Watch, crazy stuff in there. And obviously we've got funded trading as well. So for 50 USDT, you get yourself a 1.5k funded account with 0% profit share, instant payout and no challenges. So definitely check that link out down below. So currently, yeah, not a lot of movement for gold. Not feeling too well myself as well. So I'm going to call it there. And yeah, we'll obviously start fresh in tomorrow's session, or I don't know, Monday session. We'll see how we go. But yeah, with that in mind, obviously I appreciate every single one of you for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.